So the franchise tag extension deadline came and went yesterday, and storyline sort of floating below the surface is that star receiver AJ Green and the Cincinnati Bengals, he hasn't signed his tender, so just sort of out there chilling. Now, not signing his tender does give him some flexibility. He could set out training camp, set out preseason, take it all the way up to the season, but what does this mean? So basically, it means that the Bengals have the option to rescind the tag and make the former 2011 number 4 overall pick a street free agent, which would just be amazing. It would just be absolutely all in. So you know that $12 million and change cap space that the Vikings have been hanging on to. You know those 3 roster spots that the Vikings just have dangling out there. You know Riley Reif's stupid salary that isn't fully guaranteed. Yeah, all of that. All of these things have been leading up to this moment. Just So now we talked about with Anthony Harris potentially pulling it and the options there. He could be a free agent, compensatory pick when that window was open, blah, 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 blah. And there is precedent. Gettleman and the Panthers did it in 2016, Josh Norman, after free agency, after the draft, did him absolutely dirty, but still Washington came up with like a bajillion dollars. But Washington's going to have their own problems here actually, they might be out right now. Anyway, the compensatory pick window is closed this year, so the Bengals, they won't get any sugar from that, so A.J. Green signed somewhere else that they wouldn't be in line for a 3rd or 4th round compensatory pick. Ain't going to happen, right? But also, they wouldn't be on the hook for A.J. Green's $17.865 million fully guaranteed salary and cap hit, which his franchise tag would entail. And that could be important because, you know, Zach Taylor's got an air of arrogance to him, just a little bit, basically like every young know-it-all or person who thinks that they know it all. And he's never coached A.J. Green for a regular season game or even a preseason game. And who knows what's going to happen with the 2021 cap. And a lot like the 12-year-old boy in Green Bay who thinks that he could do the damn thing without Aaron Rodgers, which is probably right, by the way, because Rodgers has been in decline for the past 4 years. A.J. Green still has some tread on the tires, but Zach Taylor may be like, you know what? I got the number 1 overall pick quarterback. With our second pick, we took a wide receiver, T. Higgins out of Clemson. We good. We good. Also, we got Auden Tate as well as Tyler Boyd doing the thing from the slot. So we good. AJ deuces. We're going to take that almost $18 million in cap space this year, roll it over 2021, which who the hell knows what's going to happen with the cap next year. And they'd be like, all right. So now that the extension deadline is passed, it does limit options for the Vikings to get a hold of A.J. Green. They basically have to hope for the Bengals to rescind the tag, essentially cut him, and then sign him in open free agency because the Vikings can't trade for him right now because Anthony Harris is playing this season on the franchise tag. Can't have 2 franchise tag players. Also can't work out a long-term deal either since that deadline is passed. But also, I mean, what's the market for the Bengals potentially trading for him? So, you have to have a team that's got straight up $17.8 million in cap space. Because, again, you have to take on that salary if you do trade for him. Plus, you can't have a franchise tag player on the roster to begin with. So, it really does limit his options. So, I think that the Bengals could just see, you know, we're not getting any picks, but we do free up this cap space. That's sort of a win. So I could honestly see the Bengals just pulling this tag and just starting a new era in Cincy. Now, A.J. Green does turn 32 on July 31st. Happy early birthday, by the way, AJ. Missed all of last year with the torn ligaments in his ankle, as well as had toe injuries in 2018, limited to 8 games. What's the deal with big wide receivers like Julio Jones and A.J. Green just having foot problems? Same thing with Megatron, too, by the way. What's up with that? But it's still A.J. friggin' Green. And even though he may not be as good as he once was, he's still a damn fine player. And the Bengals, I mean, in their infinite wisdom, they did see it fit to give him a $17.8 million franchise tag, which he could sign at any minute, and it becomes fully guaranteed. So he's still got that floating out there. So they obviously are still in on him. They think that he could make a medical recovery, and I think that the league-wide should too. And even though I love B.C. Johnson, I love Tajay Sharp, throwing A.J. Green out there, outside the numbers with Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson doing the damn thing underneath and in the middle of the field. Plus, just think Cousins and his beautiful deep balls hooking up with A.J. Green, especially off of play action. Woo! Sexy time, right? Because if the Vikings are fully all in on this year, I mean, are you really all in or are you half pregnant? I mean, what's happening here? So, yeah, the cap space the Vikings do have could make some adjustments there, but make it work. I mean, offer him a 2-year, $30 million deal, 2020 fully guaranteed, team option for 2021. I mean, it's probably in the ballpark of the best offer he's going to get. Like, if the Bengals do rescind that tag, I don't see him eclipsing that 17.8 number in open free agency, especially with so many teams exhausted their wad in free agency before the draft even. So, I don't know. There's a lot of moving parts, but I think there is a realistic chance that the Bengals do just pull that tag and decide to start completely over in Cincy with Joe Burrow. But what are your thoughts? AJ Green, Vikings, and not the crappy cornerback from Oklahoma State. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. If you want to support the work, pull us up on the Venmo. But until next time, Skull, production value.